We start with the XPRIZE, a $119 million competition to drive access to clean water from reliable, sustainable, and affordable sources. The person leading this fine initiative is Dr. Lauren Greenlee. We heard from her last September when she came on the Water Action platform to share news about the XPRIZE launch. Piers recently reconnected with Lauren for an update on how things have gone and also for some important changes.
Lauren, thank you for joining us again. Let's jump straight in. Remind us, what is the XPRIZE?
So we're a nonprofit foundation, and we design and then execute global competitions that we call prizes. They are focused on innovations in technology to solve humanity's greatest challenges. And we are unique in that all of our teams that are competing are actually demonstrating their technology, doing physical demonstration and testing during the course of a prize.
And we're here on the Water Action platform because one of the many streams of the XPRIZE is focused on water. Tell me about that one.
So our current prize that we're running is called Water Scarcity, and it is focused on seawater desalination specifically. Side note, we do have to get specific with the prize focus because we want to make it a good competition. So we recognize there's lots of challenges in water, lots of potential topics we could focus on, but seawater desalination is the focus for this particular prize.
Excellent. Now, we last spoke, I think it was October, and quite a lot's happened since then, and a few things have changed. So update us.
Yes. So let's see. In October, we were still sort of in the middle of our registration period. So we are actually headed into the last few months of registration. So just to remind your audience, in our desalination prize, we actually have two competitions. So we are calling them Track A and Track B. Track A is a systems level competition. So teams will be building and demonstrating a whole system, desalination system. Track B is focused on materials innovation, so novel desalination materials. Both of those, registration is still open, so people still have time to register and become teams in the prize. Track A registration will close the end of March. So that's coming up really quickly. Track B, we actually extended the deadline. So originally it was January, it's now extended to the end of May. So May 30th is the registration deadline for Track B.
Excellent. I think this broadcast will go out on March the 20th. So okay. The Track A people really will have to get their skates on it.
Yes.
Really running with it.
Yes.
Wonderful. And that's a new development from last October, isn't it? These two tracks.
Yes. So the timeline for Track B, extending that is a big change. We really wanted to have more time to allow teams to come in. I'd also like to share, I would say, a couple other big changes. So for Track A, the original focus was on teams with full solutions. What we've realized, and I'm sure many in your audience know this, what we've realized is that many innovators have a component that they've innovated or they have a new technology, but they don't have the full desalination system. So we are now allowing component level teams to be a part to come into Track A, at least in our qualifying round. And then we're hosting a series of team matchmaking and collaboration events to help teams that are component level find partners, find collaborators to match up and become or have a full system to then compete. So that's a big change, really opening the aperture to more innovators who want to compete at the systems level. The other big change, so Track B, was originally focused on innovations in membranes specifically for desalination. That we've seen with feedback from teams and from experts in the field that that's too narrow, and that there's a lot of innovation happening outside of membrane technology for desalination. So Track B is now open to any material or method that is the desalination step. So still focused on the desalination step, so separating salt from water, but innovators who have any kind of method, so it can be electrochemical, it could be thermal, it can be whatever, or material they can apply to track B. And that's a big change, really opening the aperture to more innovators.
Excellent. Thank you.
So there you have it. 3 important things to note. Firstly, if you're one of the competitors who's struggling to find a partner, we encourage you to engage on those collaboration events that Lauren mentioned. Secondly, Track A has a deadline of the end of March, but the deadline for Track B has been extended until the end of May. And thirdly, note that important widening of the scope of Track A. We will reconnect with Lauren later this year to find out how judging for Track A has gone.